Hello, Vivekands. Welcome to your next class of School from Home. I'm your English teacher, Gaganpreet, and today we are going to start with a very interesting chapter of English grammar, that is subject verb agreement. So I hope you're all excited to begin with the chapter. So for reference, you can refer to page number 234 of your BBC. Students, I hope you know what is verb. Verb are action words. They tell us about some action. Okay? They actually tell us about the action or state of a person. That what a person or thing is, what a person or thing has, and what a person or thing does. So a verb is a very important part of speech. Okay? And today we are going to do the topic subject verb agreement. It is also known as subject verb concord. So what does the word subject verb agreement means? It means that there is an agreement, there is a relation between the subject and the verb. The subject and relation here means that according to the gender, number, case or person or any other grammatical category we can take of the subject, the verb is used accordingly. Okay, so there is an agreement between the subject of the sentence and the verb it takes. The verb is always according to the subject. Okay, so today we learn about some rules that how this agreement take place. So the first rule is subjects and verbs must agree in number. Okay, means according to the number, the subject is plural or singular, we use the verb. With plural subject, we use plural verb, and with singular subject, we use singular verb. For example, cats like milk. Okay, so plural subject cats and plural verb like. Our cat likes milk. How cat is singular verb, so we have used singular verb likes. Okay. Now students, you must note that we should not get confused by the words that come between the subject and the verb. Okay. For example, Susie, the oldest of our cats, is very lazy. So some of you might be thinking that with cats we should use are. But see, here the subject is Susie. So the words which are between the subject and the verb, they are not to be taken into consideration. We'll see only the subject and the verb. Next is prepositional phrases between the subject and verb usually do not affect the agreement. So the prepositional phrases, okay, prepositional phrases means phrases which have prepositions, like here it is the colors of the rainbow. Of is a preposition and of the rainbow is a prepositional phrase. So it does not affect our agreement. The colors of the rainbow, here we are talking about the colors. So we'll use the verb according to the subject colors. Okay. Next, when the sentences start with there or here, the subject occurs after the verb. Identify it carefully and use the verb accordingly. So sometimes when the verbs or the sentences begin with there or here, in those cases the subjects are generally not at the beginning. They can be in the middle of the sentence or at the last. So we need to carefully identify them and use the verb accordingly. Okay, for example, there is a problem with this laptop. Here laptop is the subject. So according to that we'll use the verb is. Okay. Next we have a subject is preceded by an auxiliary, a form of be, have, do or a model. In most questions, take care to identify the subject correctly and choose the suitable auxiliary verb for it. So generally after the subject there is an auxiliary. Auxiliary means any form of be, like is, am, are, was, were, or we can have, do or some sort of model. So whenever there's an auxiliary after subject, we need to choose that auxiliary very wisely according to the verb. Okay, for example, where have the pieces of this puzzle disappeared? Now we are talking about pieces, plural. So we have used have with it. The verbs agree with the subject in person also. Now the verb have to agree with the subject in person. For example, if we are talking about first person or the second person or third person. If you remember pronouns that we have studied in previous classes and this class also, with I we use am. With he we use is. So according to the subject's person, we use verb. For example, I am a student of class 6. He is a student. They are a student. So according to that, we use our verbs. If two or more singular subjects are joined by and, they are typically requiring a plural verb form. So if two words, they are joined by and both are singular subjects. For example, the lion, the goat. Both are singular and they are joined by and, then we use plural form of the verb. The lion and the goat live. Plural form is live in peace and harmony. Now, if the two subjects that are being separated by and refer to the same person or thing. So, the subject before and after and, they are referring to the same person or thing. Then the verb is singular. For example, fish and chips is my favorite dish. Here, both of them refer to same thing, dish. So, we have used is. Okay. If we say the poet and the philosopher is dead, here the poet and philosopher, they both are the same person. But if we say the poet and the philosopher are dead, then it means two people. First one the poet and second one the philosopher. Okay, so you need to see that difference. Now, if each, every or no comes before the subject, the verb is singular. For example, no smoking or drinking is allowed in this restaurant. So before the subject smoking and drinking, no is used. So the verb is used. Okay. Next, if the subjects are both singular and are connected by the words or, nor, neither nor, either or, not only but also, so the verb will be singular. So if both the subjects are singular and these words are there, then the verb will also be singular. For example, neither James nor Jessica is to blame for the problem. So here both James and Jessica, they are singular. So we have used singular verb. But if the subjects are both plural and are connected by these words like or, nor, neither nor, either or, not only but also, then the verb is plural. For example, neither the sheep nor the rabbits are under any threat. So here the rabbits, plural. So we have used plural verb. Students, you must note that if one of the nouns or pronouns that are being joined by or nor is singular and the other one is plural, then the verb is used according to the noun or pronoun that is nearest to it. Okay. For example, neither the teacher nor his students are to be seen anywhere because the nearest subject was students. Same way, neither the students nor the teacher is to be seen anywhere because the nearest subject is teacher, which is singular. Now, if two nouns are joined by with, together with, or as well as, the verb agrees with the first noun. So, if there are two nouns that are combined with words like with, together with, as well as, then the verb will be according to the first noun, not according to the second one. Okay. For example, the school pupil leader as well as the house captains was honored by the principal. So here the verb school pupil leader is being focused and considered rather than the house captains for choosing verb. Now when the noun and pronoun subjects like some, half, none, more, all are followed by a prepositional phrase, the object of the prepositional phrase determines the form of verb to be used. See, in the starting I told you about prepositional phrases that they do not affect the agreement. But if subject like some, half, none, more, all are being used, then the prepositional phrase determines the verb. For example, all of the chicken is gone. All of the chickens are gone. So in these cases, the prepositional phrase affects the verb. So students, that is all for today. We'll be continuing with the same topic in the next video also. I hope the topic of subject-verb agreement is clear to you. Thank you.